was terrible, offensively, defensively. So watch film and figure it out.
Was it a matter of keeping up the energy? Do you feel you had it?
The energy, it just, we played terrible. That was, from the top down, it was a terrible quarter.
Did you also feel that they were playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of, maybe inspiration for Jason Tatum?
No, I mean, we're up 3-1, or we were up 3-1, and this game could end their season. So obviously they're going to come out with unbelievable intensity and energy, no matter who's playing. So I don't think that was that's any added thing. I think they came out aggressive, and obviously they don't want their season to end. They're the defending champs. So yeah.
Josh, do you flush a loss like this as quickly as possible and just move forward to Game 6?
No, you don't flush it. You learn from it. You go watch film. You see where we messed up, and there was a lot of mess ups in terms of communication and execution. And so you don't flush it. You watch it. You learn from it, and you get better next game.
How important is it to get the W in this very next game at home?
I mean, that's such a stupid question. I mean, every game that you want to win, bro. Like, there's no added anything. Like, every game you want to go out there and win. It doesn't matter where, if it's at home or away. That question is stupidity to me. Every game you go out there, you want to win. You want to compete at the highest level, and obviously we didn't do that. And next game's our next game, and that's all we're focusing on is getting a win.
Josh,
why do you think the communication fluctuates?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could pinpoint it, because then if it did, we can address it. So I think that third quarter there was a lot of frustration, and that seeped into everything that we were doing. And we got to make sure we control what we can control, and that's our communication, that's our effort, that's our intensity, and let everything else fall by the wayside. I feel like that's not what we did today. And we got to, like I said, learn from it and execute and be better. Friday?
Josh, no one ever said.
Eyes peachy. Yeah, I got a couple.
Josh, no one ever said that clinching a series was easy, and that this was going to be an easy series. So this is kind of what you expected, is it not?
For sure. Like I said, they're the defending champs. Like, you thought they were just gonna. Jason Tatum went down. You thought they were just going to lay down? Nah. You knew they were going to come out swinging. They came out with extreme confidence like they do every game. They came out with aggression. And like I said, we didn't do enough in that first half to end the half right. And then the third quarter was just – it was a failure.
Can you describe, you came with a lot of confidence, you go ahead at half-5. What in your mind was the feeling, as you came out in the third?
I think just in the first half, we just defensively wasn't there. I think we just, in transition especially, was communicating to each other, and they were making shots, and they just brought that to the third as well.
Mikal, what was so difficult about waging a comeback tonight, something you've been able to do throughout the series as a ball club?
I don't know. We just kept fighting, and they just kept going. We just can't keep putting ourselves in those situations, especially when it was close at half. Just got to do a better job of communicating on defense.
Did you feel their urgency? Did you match their urgency?
No, we didn't get back on defense. Didn't communicate at all.
What will be your mindset heading back to the Garden with a chance to close out the series there?
Yeah, just got to play desperate. I don't think we did that. But yeah, we got to come out aggressive throughout the whole game.
Okay, what'd you see from the defense on Derek White that allowed him to get the open looks that he got?
Yeah, it's not communicating on defense, transition. It's not talking to one another. Pretty much that.
Mikal, you get 6 in the first quarter and then 2 the rest of the game. What did you see after the first quarter, offensively for yourself?
I don't know. I think there's more just us not getting stops. And pretty much just worrying about, you know, we're just not getting stops out there.
How different are they of a team to guard when Tatum's out there versus Tatum not being out there and that not being the focal point of their offense?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team, you know, even without him. Like I said, we just didn't bring that fight and talk to each other defensively and give everybody confidence.
What was the frustration like in the third? You seemed like you didn't get the calls, and you have to get through that sometimes.
Yeah, nothing to do with the refs. We just didn't bring it defensively, and yeah, refs can't control how hard we play.
Considering the spot you were in, chance to send them home, is it concerning that we didn't have that fight or that you had in game 4?
Yeah, I don't know. We just got to be better. We got another chance at it, and we got to bring the fight. We got to be aggressive. Can't let it happen like we did tonight.
Tim was saying that when you guys aren't getting back on D, like if one guy is not getting back, that's what's causing the problems. Picking up guys, do you see that maybe just?
Yeah, it's part of it, but I think a good amount of times. I mean, I got to watch the game, but pretty much I think everybody's back. We're just not communicating, and we're not taking a man. So I think we just got to do a better job communicating, and you know, we just get them confidence.
Can you describe your overall emotions with the opportunity that you had tonight and not being able to close them out?
I mean, it's obvious. We're disappointed. Wanted to give a better effort than that, but you know, hopefully the disappointment leads to more motivation, better energy. We'll you know, regroup tomorrow and get ready for the next one.
Tied at the half. What happened in the second half?
They won the game. Pretty simple. They made more plays than us and got more of the, you know, we talk about those 50-50 balls. You know, they did a better job of doing that, and they made the hustle plays. So simple as that. They won the game.
Was tonight about energy or execution or a little bit of both?
I think it's both. You know, I think, you know, we didn't execute like I always talk about at the level we need to, including myself, and I think that we just didn't make enough of those energy plays that we're usually making, especially in the second half, and you know, it hurt us tonight.
Did you feel, you know, their desperation, and you think, you know, that has to be matched going forward now?
I mean, it should be known when they get up. So, unfortunate, you know, disappointment tonight. But you know, got to regroup, get ready for the next one.
How different are they to play against when Tatum's not out there and the offense isn't going through him as the primary?
I mean, they're defending champions, so you know, obviously losing Tatum is a big blow for their team, but we know that they're more than capable of beating anyone any night. So you know, we just didn't do enough to win tonight.
Cat, we know what your three-point weapon is. And only 2 made in this whole series. What's going on there? And like, you know, it's a lot harder when somebody like Drew Holiday is guarding you at the three-point line.
I haven't really been out there to really have the chance to shoot. You know, we've just been trying to, you know, we've been doing our game plan and just trying to execute at the highest level. So I've been trying to do most of my damage inside, you know, and do whatever my team asks for me.
Kat, now you have an opportunity to go back home, close out a series in front of your home fans. How much do you embrace that opportunity?
I mean, you know, it's. I would like you know, to win a closeout game anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's home or away. I love our fans, but I know our fans would appreciate, regardless if it was done on their road as much as it is at home. So. I told you this since day one. It's about just winning every single game possible and putting yourselves in a position to win. And I think that's what's more disappointing is that tonight we didn't put ourselves in a position to win.
Well, why do you think Derek White was able to get so many clean looks at the three tonight?
I got to watch the tape. I can't really say. They did a great job in transition and finding three-point shooters, and but that's the only thing I can really talk about. I got to watch the tape.